Alright, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go grab my pressure washer. We're going to set it up here, and we're going to videotape what it takes to get this bike all clean. Okay, so now we got to do hook up our hose. This is either, depending on what day of the week it is, I suppose. This thing is a bit temperamental. And so what we're gonna do, put this around. We're gonna hook this on. And when I first got the unit, this adapter piece here screws on. There's a normal side thread here, and there's a normal hose connector. And this, when you try to tighten the hose onto the adapter, it actually unscrew the adapter from the pressure washer. So I had to take a bit of vice grips and tighten that on so that that will not come off unless I want it to. Which I don't think I really need to take that off very often, so that's just gonna stay there. And hopefully I've got everything in frame so you can see. It's not really supposed to be a tutorial video, there's plenty of tutorials out there, but I figured for my loyal and new viewers, I would like to just give a bit of an explanation here of how I keep my bike looking clean, and actually clean, not just looking clean. Yes. Probably some people don't spend as much time cleaning their equipment as maybe is good for it, but you know, kind of want my things to last, so I suppose it's worth a bit of extra time just to give that extra bit of cleaning. So now I've tightened this on. You want to make sure this is very tight and that it's not going to leak, because if it does leak, well, then you're not gonna build all the pressure. I mean, it's a pressure washer, you don't want leaks in it. So now what we have to do is we have to go over here, make sure the water's on. Yeah, so it's pressurized, but if you have one of these little siphon, anti-siphon things, you gotta make sure that you temporarily block off the siphon, because unfortunately with if you have low water pressure, it'll suck air into the hose, and then you'll get air bubbles in your pressure washer, which is very bad for the pump. So what we do, take your nozzle. This is the part you want to do without the pump turned on, because of the possibility for running air through the pump. So you just take the nozzle, and you want no pressure nozzle in there, and the pump is turned off, and you'll just bleed the air out. And this takes a couple minutes, so we'll cut the video here, and we'll see you on the other side. Okay, so now that I've bled out the air here, so now that I've bled out the air from the line, we can select a pressure nozzle. So I usually use a 15 degree nozzle. Works very well for cleaning off mud. 25 works okay. We'll try the 25. Start with the wider nozzle, and if we don't have enough power there, we'll switch up. Yep, turn it on. Boom. Alright, go to town on this one. And yeah, you want to put the key in and leave it in. And also, if you happen to have any kind of external headlights or little connectors with batteries, you want to make sure that these are sealed and plugged together, because you definitely don't want water getting in there and shorting out your battery and having a little fire occurring. So alright, here we go. I might add a disclaimer. Some of this mud that was on here, like here and there on the tires, that actually has been there for a couple weeks. So it's been there, and we're gonna see if we can get it off all in one take here. And if not, well, if it takes scrubbing, it takes scrubbing. That's the way it works. I might also add, for pressure washing and washing pretty much any kind of vehicle, you'll want to make sure that you start from the top down, and by doing that, you don't clean all this and make this all pretty, and then wash out from underneath the fender and drop mud on there. So, yeah. Had a bit of an air bubble. That's a very long hose, so I do occasionally get air bubbles that don't come out until now. Yeah, there's still some air bubbles in the line. I just gotta bleed them out. Okay, here we go again. Turn on the pressure washer. And I think what I'll do is I'll fast forward through the rest of this, so you don't get too bored with me just finishing up this, and then we'll get some good shots of what the spike's gonna look like after it's all clean. Yeah, this is just pretty much it. Got a bit of grass there. Doesn't take off everything. It's only about 2,000 psi, but it does do a pretty good job on everything else. Alright, so now we're gonna dry off the bike. Just gotta get this thing to, see if we can get this thing to fire up here. This thing has been very reliable. Husqvarna 150 BT, what can I say? That's the only thing I can say is that it's a good machine. It's always been very reliable. Okay, well, we have just completed our cleaning. The bike looks absolutely immaculate. Aside from there being a little bit of water left on it, but that will dry off quickly. Very clean motorcycle. Very sharp looking bike. It's a 2014 Yamaha TTR 125. So far, I've never been let down by this bike. I put bark busters, aluminum bark busters on this bike. They're full wraparound. I actually have dropped this bike once, and it survived. Not even a scratch on the side here. So, I'm very happy. And I also added a very bright little 12 LED, supposedly a 12,000 lumen LED here. Whatever, how many lumens it is, it's very bright. You can just kind of see it out in the distance there. And there's also a very obnoxious strobe function. Other than that, this bike is amazing on fuel economy, and well, it simply does not disappoint me. If you liked the video, please leave a comment, a like, and please do consider subscribing.